Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Brahmanandam Param Sukhadam Kevalam Jnana Murtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadrisham Tattvamasya Laksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Triguna-rahitam Sadgurum Tam Namam. Om. Adorations to Sadguru, who is Brahman, the giver of supreme bliss, embodiment of pure consciousness, one without a second, vast as the ether, infinite, eternal, beyond the three gunas and their modifications, the supreme preceptor. Vasistha Nirvana Prakarana Purvārdha, section 52. And we are commencing Arjuna Upakhyan, which presents the essence of the Gita. Sage Vasistha presents to Rama the essential wisdom of the Gita. You have to understand, the wisdom of the Gita is just one same wisdom that leads to liberation. Ekam sat vipra bahuda vadanti. Truth is one, but is presented in so many ways. Truth is presented through the Vedas, through the Puranas, through many scriptural writings, Brahma Sutras, Upanishads, the Gita. And Gita gives the essence of the scriptures. So that's the storyline, as well as philosophy behind it. People shouldn't get confused with history. How at the time of Rama, Krishna was not there. Gita was told much later. That doesn't matter. You will find the mention of Buddha's name and his teachings. And all teachings, the teachings don't belong to any particular sect or religion. They are all for all humanity. So keeping that in view, and also matching up to the interest of the masses. When he says, brings the Gita teaching, now people become alert. Same teaching he has been giving all through. But now he spices up. So with that in view, Shiva Vasistha continued, the world that appears to be so real to an individual is but a gentle dream in the cosmic mind of Brahma. Cosmic mind of Brahma is like the clear blue sky. Individual realities, individual world floats in cosmic mind like soft clouds. You have to always understand in a simple way, all your experiences are the result of your brain and nervous system. And brain and nervous system is just like an iPad. One iPad you go through, and then suddenly you shed it, get another iPad, better, more advanced, more progressive. And how much is grabbed through your iPad, that's unimaginable. So every individual is experiencing a vast universe which has no limits, no beginning, no end, no limit. And yet, all that you are experiencing is not a reality, because every individual experiences in his own way. And just like everyone goes into dreams, and dreams create another dimension, another world. How many worlds are there? That you can't figure out. The best way to understand that all the worlds that are being experienced by conditioned mind are appearances, like soft clouds drifting in the blue sky. And the sky, that's the mind of God. That again is allegorical. God has no mind. While an individual continues to wander from one dream to another, the cosmic mind continues to enjoy its sportive indulgence in the gentle dream of the vast universe. It's an allegorical description. For cosmic mind, all the drifting clouds is just like for all these drifting world processes. They are like for the sky. How does the sky react to all the drifting clouds? All the drifting clouds, no matter how they are, they become something that tickles the sky. I'm speaking allegorical language. The sky simply becomes smiles. Put it another way. Instead of sky beating his head, what should I do with all this black cloud cuts? The sky puts his hand on the mouth and softly smiles. In other words, the sky is unaffected. So whether the clouds are there or not, the sky remains exactly untouched. So whether the world processes are being experienced by you or not, you are always the absolute Brahman. While the cosmic mind enjoys infinite freedom due to its unlimited expansion, the individual mind continues to experience the illusory realities of the objects of the world due to its limitations, and hence suffers from sorrow and bondage. The world experience is being compared to the dream-like experience. Every time you go to dream, while dreaming, you have no idea of your waking reality. There are times when a subtle sniff of waking consciousness enters your dream. Then your dream becomes a kind of a sport. And that compares with the state of Jivan Mukti, liberation in life. You have the whole world experience before you, but the world experience is constantly viewed by you like the sky viewing soft clouds, or like a dreamer suddenly becoming awake in his dream, not fully but sufficiently to understand that it's just a dream. So let him eat up his cream as quickly as he can. Joking. The mind perceives the illusory objects of the world as true because of its attachments. Attachment is asakti. When you become unaware of your essential identity and become attached to an illusory identity and all the details that radiate from your illusory identity, then all these are called attachments, raga, different aspects of raga. And renouncing raga is called tyaga. And that is the essential teaching of the Gita. One saintly personality, in a humorous way, said, the entire teaching of the Gita lies in the same term, Gita. Just turn it around. Gita, tagi. Tagi, tyagi. Gita, you know Gita meaning. When you turn it around, tagi. In Bengali language, tyaga, tyagi and tagi are same. So the lesson of life is tyaga. Lesson in life is to wake up from the dream. And this waking up movement is very joyous and saras movement. The same life you live with so much struggle, constantly drawing to your mind sorrow after sorrow. Same world process now brings to your mind, to your unconscious level, a sense of melody. Instead of collecting negative samskaras, you go on building up positive ones, shubha samskaras. And that's, the life becomes transfigured by a divine movement. And this insight is given by the teachings of the Gita, teachings of the Yoga Vasistha. And how saras your life will be, saras means delightful. That depends upon the degree of your tyaga. And tyaga in its fullness is called sannyasa. When it is freed from attachments, the realities of the world are perceived as unreal and illusory. And Brahman, the Absolute, becomes the only reality behind the illusion of the world process. Asato ma sadgamaya. The entire world is asat. Sat is the reality. All that you dream is asat. Not a needle point of the dream world can you carry as a reality. Even in daily life, each time when you go into deep sleep, you don't carry anything of this waking world or your waking problems, not even a little sniff. That's why you are in deep sleep, slumber. The human soul continues to flutter like a bird caught in the net of subtle desires. It is in the presence, it is in the process of fluttering in the net that it ascends to higher or lower conditions through diverse reincarnations, ascent and descent, progress and downfall. All are in the realm of dream. All are the result of ajnan. absence of wisdom. Absence of wisdom has two aspects, avidya and vidya. I will not go into details. Just like if you are in darkness in a forest, one way you go, and you want to escape the forest. You fall into two choices. One, you can be led to deeper part of the forest, get more and more lost. Or you come from forest to a village or city in the right way. But neither you are seeing you're going towards deeper forest, is not in your view, nor in your view you are escaping the forest. Both aspects, one aspect that is leading you deeper waters, that's called avidya. One that is leading you out of the deeper waters to emerge free, that's called vidya. Both functions stop when you become enlightened. Vidya and avidya both are two aspects of Maya, and Maya is transcendent. Souls continue to create numerous entanglements guided by their unenlightened egos, and a struggle under the burden of manifold illusions. Think of illusions in life. Just focus your attention in your own family. Suppose you have 6 or 7 members of the family. Each one is living in a vast world, and it is immeasurable, without limit. You can't completely understand, even if your baby is there looking so cute. But how much mystery is behind the soul that is operating as the baby? And similarly, and don't have to look around too much, look within, look at your own experiences. Your own experiences, if someone were to bring this history before you, you will be surprised. So many experiences you have gone through, and they are completely out of your mind. So, it's like a spider's web, and web within the web. And the path of wisdom becomes obscure, and the flow of life becomes obstructed by the growth of inertia. Inertia is the sinking in ignorance more and more. Dharma, righteousness, declines, and adharma rises to gigantic proportion. This statement, yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata. Whenever dharma declines and adharma rises, God incarnates yuge yuge, from time to time. That's the law. But the law, to understand deeply, is focused on every soul. Every soul experiences a state of personality that is filled with adharma. And through spiritual sensitivity, when it becomes increasingly aware that this is a wrong path, There is awakening within the soul of its profounder nature, as if an avatara develops. So what applies to every individual, same applies to the entire universe. Just like changes occur in your personality, remarkable changes. If you are on the path of integral yoga, if you are a spiritual seeker, you experience the changes. You experience the miracle of grace. Grace is like avatara. A divine miracle operates in your personality. Same you see when you look at it in a collective way, in an objective way towards the world. The world has the same symptoms as every individual has in his personality. The earth becomes burdened, as it were, by the sins of the individual souls. It is during such a development that the divine Lord Vishnu, which is same as Brahman, incarnates to rid the earth of its burden. O Rama, during Dwapara Yuga, Lord Vishnu will incarnate in two forms, as Krishna, the enlightened one, and Arjuna, his disciple. The purpose of the incarnation is to promote dharma in a world that was being burdened by adharma. And speaking about Arjuna, his disciple, who loses his spiritual awareness temporarily so that he may become the means to bring forth the immortal teachings of the Lord. The teacher and the disciple both are aspects of the same Brahman. Disciple is a soul that has temporarily lost awareness of its identity. All these are very allegorical. In other words, a guru does not change a disciple from a negative personality to positive. A disciple intrinsically is Brahman. The Guru's movement is awaken the disciple. In the state of enlightenment, the disciple doesn't see any difference between himself and the Guru and Brahman. All is one. Every soul has lost its spiritual identity only for a short while. Alpam. No matter it may seem a vast extension of time. In your dreams sometimes you are caught in a predicament that has been built up through thousands of years. But it all has happened within a short moment. Arjuna will be born as one of the 5 Pandava brothers. There will be a terrible war between Pandavas and the Kauravas. I have to understand now again the mystical set. Arjuna is the soul with 4 brothers, soul with 4 purposes of life. 4 purposes are dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Dharma is the ethical value, that's the foundation. Moksha, its climax. Dharma and moksha both are presented in the form of Yudhishthira, the eldest brother. Bhima is artha. Artha is the material value, which means practical value in life. And kama, called vital value. It is karma that lights up your life. You're going after your desires, fulfilling them, purifying your desires, sublimating them. All come under karma, purpose of life. How to have absolute fulfillment. Dharma, artha, kama, moksha. These 4 purposes, they become, now the kama becomes in Pandavas, Nakula and Sahadeva, they represent kama. Because they are purifier of desire aspect of your mind in a storyline. Arjuna will develop confusion at the beginning of the war. After being enlightened by Sri Krishna, however, he will give up his cowardliness and fight in the name of righteousness. Every soul is subject to bhavavyadhi and its cure. Bhavavyadhi means sinking more and more in bondage. That movement is cowardly movement. Here the term cow is used in a negative way. And dharma movement is heroic movement. The Pandavas will attain victory, and the burden of adharma will thus be lifted from the earth. Summarily, the teachings of Krishna will be as follows. O Arjuna, the self is neither born nor does it die. Even in the very beginning, 2nd chapter of the Gita, Lord Krishna summarizes all his teachings. Nainam chindanti shastrani, nainam dhati pavaka. The soul within you is the self. Soul is the reflected sun. Jiva, to understand the predicament of Jiva. Think of so many reflected suns, how each reflected sun has its own story. And in spite of all the turmoil a reflected sun may go through, the reality of the reflected sun is the sun. So, Guru is one the reflected sun of advanced state, reflected sun that knows I am the sun. Disciple is another reflected sun. So the soul, guru aspect tells the other disciple that do not be struck by grief. In brief, understand. Nothing of this world can cut you. No weapons can destroy you. No hurricanes, no atomic bombs, no calamities, no viruses can ever destroy you, because you are the sun. You are verily that self, infinite, eternal, and immutable. So allow your mind to grasp your essential nature and live in the spirit of constant shamana, manana, and nididhyasana, listening to the glory of God, listening to the glory of the self, reflecting upon it, and being united with it. So all these attributes, when you listen to, they have purpose. How is that divine self? Who are you? I am eternal, infinite, immutable. And there will be countless other attributes. It is not befitting for you to develop grief. Instead of, I'm miserable, I'm only 5 feet tall. And belong to a restricted family. I have so many past karmas, and I'm just giving you some sample. There are countless distressing points the mind gets involved with. But instead of allowing your mind to get into this negative process, allow your mind day by day, by abhyasa and vairagya and satsanga, to develop a positive look, a positive movement. Be free from attachments in order to discover your essential nature. Free from attachments. In profounder way, don't be attached to your physical body. Body you are not. Don't be attached to your pranic sheath. Prana you are not. Don't be attached to your manomaya kosha, mind and senses. Don't be attached to your vijnanamaya kosha, your intellect and ego. Don't be attached even to your unconscious, your causal body. Don't be attached to 5 sheaths and 3 bodies. And this has to be hammered upon your mind day by day. The jnana method, neti neti. Bhakti method, all this is Brahman, all this is Brahman. Bhakti method is a process of self-effacement, surrender to God. 3-aspected movement, as again I will reiterate what Hanuman said to Rama. Dehevad buddhya tu dasoham. I am a slave, you are the master. That's how this spirit of detachment begins. You are working as an instrument in divine hand. And next aspect, you are growing in the image of God. You are a ray, and God is like the sun. And you have all your potentiality to shine more and more. And ultimately, there is no difference. Thou art that. You are the absolute self, Brahman. Section 53, the teachings given by Krishna. Sage Vasistha continues to relate to Rama the manner in which the divine incarnation, Sri Krishna, would teach Arjuna in Dwapar Yuga, as if he is foretelling a future, how it will happen. And that makes Arjuna more alert. Rather, Rama makes Rama very keenly interested. This is all simply the art of presenting divine wisdom to aspirants in their different levels of their evolution. O Arjuna, you are essentially the self. You are not this perishable personality, subject to birth, death, hunger, thirst, pleasure, pain. You are the self in all your relatives, as well as in all beings of the world. See, try to amazing. Instead of you are this ordinary body, limited to a family, burdened by karma, and waiting for health. Instead of that, lead you to understand thou art that. You are that Brahman that underlies all things of this world, the reality behind all names and forms. There is not even a particle of dust that's not essentially you. There isn't big mountains, oceans, even the Milky Way is all put together is you, Atma, the self. Aham Brahmasmi is not just palabra that stays in your tongue. It captures your heart, and it must, and drowns your ego. The self does not kill, nor can it be killed by anyone. Therefore, give up the erroneous concept of doership. I am the doer, I am the enjoyer, I am the performer of my karma. Who are you? I am, I am. You are simply a channel. If the flute were to start shouting, I am the entertainer. I do all this. But that will be stupid. It's a flute player that's glorified by the flute. It's God who is being glorified by your personality. As your personality becomes more and more harmonized, you become a source of goodness for yourself. And not only for yourself, for the whole world around you. And when you say whole world, you don't have to stretch your mind with a stress. How big is the world? But think of how things happen in the spring season. He who is not overcome by egoism and whose intellect is not tainted by the sense of doership is not affected by the laws of karma. Even if he were to destroy all that is in this universe, if you take this literally, it's a dangerous teaching. The statement, even if you were to destroy the whole universe, you are not doing anything wrong. That's what the terrorists quote, the scriptures. The idea is, if you wake up from your dream world, you are practically destroying everything of your dream world. But you are not really, because dream world was not a reality. And whatever you are doing, whether you term it destruction or construction, who is you to do it? God is the source behind all this. A sage who possesses cosmic consciousness, in other words, the sage who is enlightened, is not conditioned by karma, whether good or bad. He is not bound to the world process, nor has he any need to destroy the world process. In fact, he lives his life for the well-being of all. This statement has been made to highlight the fact that a sage is absolutely free of karmic entanglements. Being one with God, he is the doer of all that happens in the world, and yet he is ever free. Activity continues in the realm of the mind and senses, but the self is ever unaffected, just as clouds do not affect the sky, or projections do not taint the screen in a cinema show. In the same way, the self is unaffected by the projections of the mind, which are responsible for the three states of consciousness: waking, dream, and deep sleep. The experiences of three states are brought about by thought waves of your mind. Thought waves are vrittis, and vrittis create projections, and projections are in three modes: waking, dream, deep sleep. Look at a cinema show. Some people are very awake, some are dreaming, some are in drunken houses, some are completely in deep sleep, and some are dead. The story contains all types of personality. But then all this that you are seeing is a show. The reality is absolutely untouched. A yogi, while knowing that all activities come within the realm of the mind and senses, the eyes continues to see, the ears continue to hear, and the other senses continue to perform their respective functions. This type of state of consciousness, the mind of the sage holds within himself the understanding, I am not the mind and senses. I am not the doer or the enjoyer. Nothing is mine. So even while all this you are perceiving, yet the real experience in you, all this is unreal. Just as the sun continues to illumine different aspects, different spectacles of nature, countless illuminations of the sun, so diverse, how different reflections are creating tremendous stories, and the sun remains untouched by it. And the sun is the cause of all this. In the same way, the self in you is ever untouched, and yet it continues to illumine the functions of the mind and senses, and will continue this. Om Ram 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 Ram. Om Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om. Prayer for shower of Karunamaya Ras grace of God over all of you, and with the blessings of Shakti, Bhakti and Mukti. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukum Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyama Mritat. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om.